Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen. It's Friday night, and in our house tonight, it is pizza night. So we're not going to take you through the whole process because it's a little early for us, but we're going to get the pizza dough ready, which most people find is the most frustrating part about getting pizza, doing homemade pizza, getting it ready, putting it all together. So we're going to go through that part with you, and we're going to give you our tips and our tricks that we find work best in our kitchen. So I have my best assistant here with me today, and we are going to take you through how we do pizza dough. This is a regular thing. We do all kinds of crazy pizzas. We'll get to those options after, but let's get to the dough now. First things first, hair goes back, right? We don't want hair going into our pizza dough. It gets to be a messy process. We got to make sure we've got everything around us totally cleaned off and ready to go, okay? Your hair's fine. Her hair's fine, isn't it? She's worried about it.
No, it just looks weird.
First, you start off with some flour, right? We're going to take a healthy scoop of flour. There's no approximations about this. And you're just going to spread it out on your work surface, okay? You're going to leave the lid off of this thing because you're going to need more. So we just leave it on its side here. I have pizza dough here. We go to a local bakery and they make their own pizza dough. You could make your own pizza dough at home, and if you do that, that's awesome. They make it, it's fantastic. For $3 a dough, it's perfect. We just go with that. So that's what we're going to use tonight. But what we do is we take 2 pizza doughs and we turn it into 3 pizzas. Because we find that one pizza dough, the one pizza dough is a little too doughy for when we're doing pizza dough. So we just dump out both above the flour. Keep it outside of the flour for now. Take them out of the bag, like so. And we're just going to kind of put them together in a little bit of the best forming thing we've got here. Some sort of evened out loaf looking like scenario. And I'm just going to divide it. I just have like a scraper. And you can use a knife for this or anything. And I'm just going to divide this into what I think is 3 equal parts. Is it perfect? No. Is anything perfect? No. Does it need to be perfect? No. So now we've got our fairly even 3 pieces of dough. So we're going to take the one, we're going to set it into the flour. One of the tricks I find that helps me make pizza dough more manageable is to let it sit out at room temperature before you're going to use it for about half an hour. So when you bring it home from the store, maybe leave it on the counter or pull it, if you can remember to pull it out of the fridge about a half an hour before you're going to start to do anything. I think that helps it a lot. The second thing I find is fingertips. So all I do is I go in and I just fingertip, push down, and I don't go right through. You're not going right through the dough, but you're just kind of picking at the dough a little bit. And I find that makes it a lot more manageable. I don't know why, and I can't figure out why. I've looked it up online, but it's just one of those things. So now that we've kind of picked it, I'm going to turn it over. We're going to kind of do quickly the same thing. It kind of flattens out. And then we're going to go off to the races. Now we have 3 stones set aside here. I'll pull those over so you can see them because we're going to use these 3 doughs. I have a round and I have 2 rectangular. I have a kind of almost square and a bar pan, which is perfectly cookie sheet size. So we have 3 different sizes of pizza dough. It doesn't really matter. We're going to use these doughs as we've evenly laid them out and just make them fit into our stoneware, which you can do the same thing. Again, I'm using a stone. You can start rolling. I'm using a stone because I find it's the best thing to do pizzas on. I mean, that's where the pizza stone came from, right? Pizza. This was your initial stone. This is where it all started, was on a round stone somewhere. I don't know who started it. I'm going to guess maybe an Italian guy somewhere. It all started on a round stone, and then the stone evolution has just rolled forward since then. So as Reese is rolling this, she's kind of trying to flatten it out and make it a little bit fatter. Don't worry about bubbles now.
But they're
Doesn't
awesome
really
to
matter.
pop.
They're awesome to pop, but they're going to go. So you want to wear an old t-shirt while you're doing this because you're going to get flour on you. You want to try to get the least amount of flour on the floor. Can I give you a head start here?
Yes.
It does require a little bit of elbow grease, and I find that the more pressure you apply, the quicker and easier it is. A lot of times too, if you have a really stubborn piece of dough, like you've rolled it, and it just keeps going right back to, can you stop?
Sorry.
Keeps going right back to the center or the small ball shape. Walk away for 10 minutes and come back. Sometimes it just needs to get a little bit more to room temperature than it is at the moment. So you can see this one's starting to cooperate a little bit. I am putting quite a bit of pressure, quite a bit of downward pressure on it to make it form, but it's not bouncing back as much. Uh-oh, there goes our flour. Keep the flour in a spot where you're not going to knock it into the sink. Again, you need a nice open work surface, which is what this is. So this one's turning out to be a fairly good rectangular piece. So why don't we use one of our rectangular stones for this one, Reese?
Okay.
If you find that the dough sticks to the table while you're rolling it, flip it over. Add some flour to it. You'll feel, I'm using whole wheat flour today, but I often use white flour. It doesn't really matter. It's your own personal preference on that one. Whichever you feel more comfortable using. And once you've got it rolled out to the consistency or the shape and size that you want, you're going to move it over to your stone. What I like to do, if you have a brand new stone, you're going to want to brush your stone with some olive oil. That just helps it not stick. I'm not going to do that with this. What I use is I use cornmeal. And I simply take a little bit of cornmeal and I just shimmy it across the stone like that. You gotta bring it over so they can see it a little bit, buddy. Bring it over here. So that all she's done is she's spread the cornmeal across there. Don't put your fingers on it because now you've created, stop putting your fingers on it because now you've created some empty spots. So all you do is you shake it up and it gets pretty even like that. So we're gonna take our dough and we're going to, again, you gotta bring it over here so they can see. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna place it into the stone like so. You're gonna have some areas that come up. I mean, unless you're a perfect dough person, you're never gonna get it 100%, and nobody really cares. You don't need it to be 100%, right?
It's gonna get scrambled in your mouth anyway.
It is gonna get scrambled in your mouth. The fact that you're making homemade pizza, it has an incredible taste factor compared to any store-bought pizza or even delivery. I find that delivery is good and it's got its purpose, no question. But when you can use homemade dough and put this together with some pizza, it's fantastic. We have a few pizza recipes that we like to use. I'm going to include my favorite one on the bottom. It's a veggie, it's a 3-cheese vegetable pizza. I'm going to include it in the comments below for you to try because we're going to do that one tonight. But generally what I do from this point forward is I have my pizza sauce, which you can make or buy, depending on how much you like your bakery. I'm going to throw my pizza sauce across here. If I have some Parmesan, which I did forget today myself, but if you have Parmesan, I sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan on top. And then you go with whatever flavoring you like. Like if you're making a kid's pizza in this house is cheese and pepperoni. So you'd shred up your mozzarella cheese, throw on some pepperoni. If you'd like and you have some Italian seasoning, sprinkle a little bit of that on top. That makes a fantastic pizza, quick, simple, kid-friendly, and it'll be gone before your eyes. You won't even know. It'll go so fast, you'll be amazed. For an adult version of a pizza, a lot of times what I would do here, like the 3-cheese pizza you're going to see below, we're going to brush this with olive oil and not pizza sauce. And we're going to put a little bit of garlic on top, and then we're going to bake this first for about 8 minutes, just so that the dough starts to rise a bit. Then we're going to bring it out and we're going to put the rest of our toppings on top. More cheese mixed with some Italian spices, Italian seasoning, some zucchini, some mushrooms, onions, and tomatoes. Makes a fantastic pizza. Just a little bit of variety, but you can use whatever you want. If you've got chicken and you want to put some broccoli on there, if you've got ricotta cheese and maybe some spinach, you could look up endless amounts of options online. But cooking pizza from home is a fun family activity. Like we've often done it where we've taken these and we've made them individual size. So each kid gets their own pizza. And we have personal sized pizza stones where each kid can just make them. And all you do is you set up a bunch of toppings in the middle and everybody can put their own pizza together. That's always a fun night. Kids party night, fun family night, whatever you want to do. But that's our pizza dough 101. That's what we do in this house. We've done it regularly for years. Pizza night is one of our favorite nights. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm going to start making up some of these other pizzas here. You don't necessarily need to stay on, obviously, but once again, we do all our pizzas on stones, like we do everything else on stones, and all we've got is some pizza dough, a little bit of cornmeal, your favorite sauce. I've got mushrooms here, I've got sausages here to throw in on top, we've got cheese in the fridge, we have pepperoni somewhere. We got all kinds of stuff to throw in, and you can just get some variety and make your own pizza the way you guys want to eat it. So that's pizza from Danielle's Pampered Kitchen. So I hope you take that and bring it into your kitchen and let me know how it goes. I'd love to see a picture of your favorite pizza. Something you can do quick, simple, and easy, and you can do it all the time. All right, have a great Friday, and we'll talk to you later. Bye for now.